So in 4 minutes, you can do a Tabata, and I'm going to talk while you're doing the Tabata, okay? So a Tabata is 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. So do jumping jacks for 20 seconds, 10 seconds off, pick something else, high knees, throw some punches, anything. But pick a couple things that you can do 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, and then repeat 8 times, okay? So here we go. I want to say a few things about tearing down the Department of Education. So that sounds radical. It sounds vengeful even, instead of creating a vision. And I get that, I hear that. I actually came out and said I support tearing down the Department of Education. Why? Because I do think that tearing down the Department of Education, at least philosophically, and they're looking at where the money is going, and so some actual steps are being taken. Tearing it down means that we are philosophically, mentally, and even emotionally ready to consider, maybe even concede, that the Department of Education is not doing what we thought it was doing. And we have to do that before we can move forward and create a unified vision, before we can handle a dialectic where we think education is important, we value it, and yet it's not working as it should be working. I would argue that learning is important. Education, how we do it right now, is harmful. And I say it's harmful because we know from studies in animal models that if we take little rats and we put them in a dark maze, it's kind of an awful thought experiment, but this model was done. You put them in a little dark maze and you put water in a little moat, and they have to swim around until they can find the raft. They can't see anything. They're going by feel, their little whiskers, figuring things out. The little rats that worked the hardest, that worked the longest to try to find the raft and eventually did succeed, had more baby neurons rescued from death and integrated into their brain structure than the little rats that learned most quickly. So what does that mean? That means that the kids in class who the teachers are working so hard to reach and are remediating, bringing them up to grade level, they are getting tremendous neuroplasticity. They are growing. That's where education is working well. Our teachers are doing a great job. But we've got at least half the class that is disengaged, and we're harming them. Why? Because they're not able to go and rescue those little neurons and integrate them into their neural networks. They are actually experiencing neural cell death at a faster rate than the ones who are able to learn. So I argue that the vision we should be looking forward to is creating a place where people can learn this based on mastery, not based on one-size-fits-all boxes. That's harmful. We should be looking at personalized learning plans. We should be engaging the parents to do that, okay? Teachers can't teach when there's no discipline at home. The poor parents, yeah, dual income families, they're exhausted. They're coming home. I'm hearing that moms are, trying to recover after their long day at work. By TikTok time, the kids are also on the screens. That's the challenge of the dual income American family right now. It needs some help. I get that. But we need to come together and create a vision for a better future and an educational system that is actually okay with measuring outcomes. Right now, they're resisting measuring any